Today I fucked up by trying to shake Obama's hand and almost getting taken out by Secret Service and ruining thousands of people's day. As with most today I fucked up, this did not happen today, but the memory was spurred by a post I saw on the front page. During the 2008 election, Obama came to my university to give a speech. I went through all the usual security screenings and made my way to my seat. I was about 3 rows from the front, but on the outside seat of a row right against the entry and exit way for the future president. When Obama came out, he went straight to the podium to give his speech and do a candor session. When he finished, he made his way down the steps where the crowd rushed to shake his hand. I was probably 4 to the power of th or 5 to the power of th down the walkway to shake his hand. Everybody in front of me was not only shaking his hand but handing him copies of his book to sign. He had a pen in his hand and was signing away. I thought to myself, damn, I don't have anything for him to sign. Oh wait. Yes I do. My ticket I used to get into the event. There was only one issue with the ticket, it was in my jacket pocket. My inside jacket pocket. So as the future president is 4 people away, I hastily reach my hand into my jacket pocket to grab my ticket, but my hand kinda fumbled around a little before latching onto the ticket. Just long enough for the 2 Secret Service agents, standing right in front of me, to notice. They immediately grabbed both my arms, while the one who grabbed my arm that was in the jacket twisted it to pull my hand out of the pocket while preparing to break my arm off if it was any kind of dangerous object. It all happened so fast I couldn't even utter a word, but when they saw all I had was a piece of paper for Obama to sign, he let go of my arm, patted me on the shoulder, and mumbled something into his headset. I was just able to get my bearings about me, and I was the last person to shake Obama's hand at that event. About that time the security all turned to Obama and shuffled him through an open door to the hallway to exit. As Obama was being ushered out, he said, "Sorry guys, they said I have to leave now," as he was pointing at the Secret Service around him. So not only did I almost get taken out by Secret Service, I ruined anybody's day that wanted a chance to meet the man. Too long didn't read, tried to shake Obama's hand and get an autograph, reached in my jacket and got assaulted by Secret Service and made Obama have to leave, which ruined a bunch of people's day. Secret Service into headset, I really scared the hell out of a kid lol. Another agent replies, savage, lol, over. This is as good a place as any for my Secret Service story. I was in high school and was chosen to be in the group of students, standing behind Bill Clinton for one of his re-election speeches. As I was in the Secret Service pat-down line, I realized my keychain in my pocket may have raised some red flags. It was a 5-long metal bar with finger grooves and a tapered end, known as a fist pack. As I got up to the first Secret Service agent, I put my hands up and told him he wasn't going to like my keychain. Lol. He asked to see it, I showed him and he just shook his head and said nope. I took it off the keyring and turned it over to him, it was only $8. But then he told me to find him afterwards, I did, and he returned it to me after Clinton got in his limousine. I have a weapon that's been in possession of the Secret Service. Actually, when I was 7 years old, my baby brother, mom, and I were standing in a line to shake Clinton's hand. The Secret Service saw us being partially obscured by all the other people, and pulled us out of the line and brought us to the end out in the open so that Clinton could have a nice photo op with us. He shook my hand and held my brother and kissed him on the head. Could be worse. I once observed Obama through a rifle scope. It wasn't attached to a rifle, but I didn't realize how stupid it was until I was already doing it. He was giving a speech across the street from my place and I wanted to see him getting into his car. So, looking from the window in my closet, I use my rifle scope, as I didn't have binoculars. A few seconds in, it dawns on me what I'm doing. I'm lucky I wasn't shot by a sniper. Edit, Jesus. I grilled myself and my girl a few burgers. Anyway, Obama was at the Oregon Convention Center and I lived in Knee First at the time, Syringe Court. And I did indeed see the man from a rifle scope. I regret that, didn't mean to do it, I'm not a danger to either Mr. Obama or Trump, just that it happened. Holy shit. Gave me anxiety just reading that lol. Finally, a place to tell my school's Obama's story. In 2008, Obama went to my high school to give a speech. Full security, sweep of the grounds, the works. Some moronic kid thought it would be a good idea to run towards him during his speech. Instantly tackled, cuffed, and arrested. Lamau? Your description of Obama's interaction with the Secret Service was hilarious. It was the presidential equivalent of "sorry guys, my mom says I can't come out to play." Today I fucked up by having sex with my best friend's mom several times. Obligatory. This happened in the past 30 months or so. Today, Saturday, actually, I found out. Also, sorry if I don't have the best English. Too long didn't read. 28-year male here from Europe. My closest friends from my childhood and early school up to high school are still there, even if they are not many. However, in the past 4 years, I developed a friendship with a guy and I consider him my best friend now. On Saturday I found out that I was casually fucking his mother. To make things worse, we call each other bro. Longer version. The grandparents that raised me, from my mother's side, moved a few years ago in a small town and left me the apartment in the big city, the capital of the country. I visited them as often as I could and I still do. About 3 years ago, I went out on a summer Friday night to one of the few bars in there. I took my beer and went out on the terrace because I am a smoker. All the tables were occupied, but this one had a lady staying alone at a table with 4 seats. Actually, there were 2 tables put together. I asked her if I can detach one and make it 2 tables for 2. She said I don't have to, I can just sit. She's finishing her glass of wine and she's leaving. I stayed. A bit later that night we had sex at her place. We exchanged phone numbers and that was it. I didn't stay there through the night. The following day I texted her because I liked it a lot. I mean, she was kinky as fuck for a first one and I wanted to go for the second. After that kind of interaction, you either don't want to see the person again or it's more available. And I've got the upgrade. I will not go into that many details, but that lady is the dirtiest, in a good way, woman I've ever met. She's up for anything. So we kept going every time I went to visit my grandparents. While all the above was happening, in my town I changed jobs. In there I met a guy that got hired a few weeks after me. At some random office night out he sat next to me and we've talked a lot because the music was too loud to hear with other people. He was a gamer, like me. We were playing the same games, we have similar hobbies and so forth. We've played together over 1,000 hours in CSGO matchmaking and we've talked a lot. I found out quite quickly that his father left him and his mom when he was 5 that he went for school in the US and that his mother lives in the same small town as my grandparents. Let's go together once, I've said. He goes to his mom around twice a year, because he is a complicated long-distance relationship. I go to my grandparents more often. Like 6 to 8 weekends/year. Anyway, things moved on, we even did 2 vacations together with our dates. But this fucking week I told him I am visiting my grands in the weekend for holidays because I will be unable to do it later in December. And he said he will join me, because of the same reasons. So he drove me on Friday evening and left me at my grandparents' home. Let's meet tomorrow, at my place, he said. 2 hours after my arrival, I messaged the lady and told her I'm in town. She replied and told me her son is visiting and she can't meet. In that moment I got a weird feeling through my body. It felt like a cold heat. I can't explain it. I was 90% convinced that Lucas is the son of Valerie, names are made up. The next day, before 11 AM, he texted me that we are set for a barbecue. I asked for the address and he said that he will pick me up, we buy some meat and we go. I really wanted to know the address but I didn't insist on the matter. So yay, we're going there, I know the road, I know where he's taking me. Fuck my life. He opens the door, his mother is there and he literally says, "Hey mom, this is my bro." I felt like I need to throw up. He said the names, I shake her hand and I say, "Nice to meet you." The lady winked at me and she said, "I think we've met before." I was sweating bullets at this point. I shook my head, looked at Lucas, he was smiling, and I said, Sorry, I can't remember, but it's possible. So we had barbecue lunch, but what I want to add is that during the lunch she left the table, going to the toilet, I guess, and she texted me, he's leaving on Sunday morning. Stay till Monday. The booner felt so awkward. I think I will make up a reason not to come back with Lucas and I will stay at least one more day. Also, needs mentioning, the woman is damn hot. He's kinky as fuck and she's 90% match on my kinks. She even purchased a sex swing for better fun. I am unable to have a relationship more than 2 nights because the girls are too vanilla. Goddamn, I am so sorry. Frown? And I don't even know if I should tell him or not. Also, he's daily on Reddit, but, from what I know, he's on some r/gaming subs. He's daily on Reddit, seems like a good idea to post about fucking his mum and not wanting him to find out, I guess. Yeah, Bob should really elaborate on how super kinky their sex is, his friend will appreciate the added realism. What kind of porn fantasy heaven do Redditors live in and why am I not a part of it? Plot twist, his mom helped him get a job at your place so you'd make friend cause it wasn't kinky enough for her already. Now I have a booner. Challenge him to a 1v1 on CSGO, knife him, then while teabagging him tell him you fucked his mom. Sit him down and talk to him. Tell him that you're not trying to replace his father, but you love having relations with his mother. I'm just kidding, don't do that at all. I feel like he'll find out if this hits the FP and I hope it does because this is a great story. Today I fucked up by misunderstanding the ugly duckling. The other night, I was out getting a drink with some friends from university, and for some reason or another, the conversation turned to swans. Now, as a kid, I remember reading The Ugly Duckling, and for some reason, I completely misunderstood it. Not the lesson of the story or anything, but the reason that the duckling was ugly in the first place. The reason being that it was, of course, a swan. But for some reason, I got a few wires crossed, and thought it was in fact a duckling like the rest. Instead of thinking that the swan was a different kind of bird, I thought that swans were just male ducks. For some reason I never stopped thinking it, even though I've seen plenty of ducks, and literally had the differences between male and female ones pointed out to me before. I don't know why it never got through to me. I guess I just thought they were different kinds of duck or something. What this means is that when one of my friends mentioned something about female swans, I scoffed and very loudly proclaimed that you can't have female swans. I stuck by this, convinced they were fucking with me, until they realized I wasn't kidding. And that's how I, at the age of 19, finally learned that female swans exist. My friends won't stop laughing at me over it, and I really have no defense other than it made sense at the time. Too long didn't read, I didn't think swans could be female, my friends won't let me live it down. Similarly, my husband thought turkeys were male chickens lol. My husband thought goats were male sheep. For a terribly long 3 decades. I actually never realized until now, after reading this, that I never put 2 and 2 together either. I just thought they were all swan babies, and the ugly duckling, this word never clicked before, just ended up way more beau today I fucked up than the others. I can't believe I never figured out that they were ducks and he was a swan. I thought he was just an ugly duck that ended more beau today I fucked up than others. It's just the one swan gender, actually, op. Makes you wonder how many other childhood misunderstandings we now accept as fact. For some reason, all I can think of is that husband who wrote a list of things his wife cried over, one of them being that swans can be gay.